Hey Ollie, hey Isaac, it's Daddy. First off, I want you boys to know that I love you so much. Um, can't wait to see you guys. Mwah. Love you boys. Um, but Mommy wanted me to read you boys a bedtime story, so here we go. I love you guys. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you like it. This is the Bogey Beast, and this is actually a story that I grew up on as a kid. So I hope you guys like it. There was once a woman who was very cheerful, though she had little to make her so, for she was old and poor and lonely. She lived in a little bit of a cottage, and earned a scant living by running errands for her neighbors, getting a bite here, a sup there, as reward for her services. So she made shift to get on, and always looked spry and cheery, as if she had nothing at all, not a want in the world. Now, summer evening, one summer evening, as she was trotting, full of smiles, as ever long as the high road, to her hovel, what should she see but a big black pot lying in the ditch? "Goodness!" she cried. "That would be just the very thing for me, if I had something to put it in, but I haven't. Now who could have left it in the ditch?" And she looked about, expecting the owner would not be far off, but she could see nobody. Maybe there's a hole in it, she went on, and that's why it has been cast away. But it would do fine to put a flower in for my window, so I'll just take it home with me. And with that, she lifted the lid and looked inside. "Mercy me!" she cried, fair amazed. "If it isn't full of gold pieces, here's luck!" And so it was brimful of great gold coins. Well, at first she simply stood stock still, wondering if she was standing on her head or her heels. Then she began saying, "Lawks, but I do feel rich. I feel awful rich." After she had said this many times, she began to wonder, how was she going to get her treasure home? It was too heavy for her to carry, and she could see no better way than to tie the end of her shawl to it and drag it behind her like a go-kart. "It will soon be dark," she said to herself as she trotted along. "So much the better. The neighbors would not see what I am bringing home, and I shall have all the night to myself, and be able to think what I'll do to my mayhap. I'll buy a grand house, and just sit by the fire with a cup of tea, and do no work at all like a queen. Or maybe I'll bury it at the garden foot, and just keep it a bit in the old china teapot on the chimney piece. Or maybe, goody, I'll feel that grand. I don't know myself." By this time, she was a bit tired of dragging such a heavy weight, and stopping to rest a while, turned to look at her treasure. And oi, it wasn't a pot of gold at all. It was nothing but a lump of silver. She stared at it, and rubbed her eyes, and stared at it again. "Well, I never," she said, at last, "and me thinking it was a pot of gold. I must have been dreaming, but this is luck. Silver is far less trouble, easier to mine, and not so easily stolen. Them gold pieces would have been the death of me." And with the great lump of silver, so she went off again, planning what she was going to do. And feeling rich until becoming a bit tired again, she stopped to rest, and gave a look around to see. "Well, I never," she says again, "and I'm mistaking it for silver. I must have been dreaming, but this is luck. It's real convenient. I can get penny pieces for old iron, and penny pieces are an ideal handler for me. Then you're gold and silver. Why, I should never have slept a wink for fear of being robbed. But a penny piece comes in useful, and I shall sell that iron for a lot and be rich, rolling rich." So on she trotted, full of plans as to how she would spend her penny pieces, till once more she stopped to rest, and looked around to see her treasure was safe. And this time she saw nothing but a big stone. "Well, I never," she cried, full of smiles. "And to think that I mistook this for iron! It must have been dreaming. But here's luck indeed, and me wanting a stone terrible bad to sick to open the gate. My. But it's a change for the better. It's a fine thing to have good luck." So all in a hurry to see how the stone would keep the gate open, she trotted off down the hill till she came to her own cottage. She unlatched the gate, and then turned to unfasten her shawl from the stone, which lay on the path behind her. It was a stone sure enough. There was plenty light to see it lying there, douce and peaceable as a stone should. So she bent over to unfasten the shawl when, oh my, all of a sudden, it gave a jump, a squeal, and in one moment was as big as a haystack. Then it let down 4 great lengthy legs, and threw out 2 long ears, norshled, and great long fail romped off, kicking and squealing, and whining, and laughing like a naughty, mischievous boy. The old woman stared after it till it was fairly out of sight. Then she burst out laughing too. "Well," she chuckled, "I am in luck. Quite the luckiest body hereabouts. Fancy me seeing a Bogey Beast all to myself, and making myself so free with it too." My goodness, I do feel uplifted. That grand. So she went into her cottage, and spent the evening chuckling over her good luck. I love you, boys. Sleep well. Daddy loves you, boys, and I'll see you soon. You be good for mommy, boys. I love you both very, very much. I love you, baby. I'll see you in the morning. Mwah.